Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast.
Do the damn thing.
Where we talk to visionary dreamers like you about living their best life.
Fulfill the highest, truest expression of yourself.
It's time to step into the past, present, and future with an open and healthy mind. Go! Now let's talk.
What's going on, my visionary dreamers? What's going on? What's going on? I don't know. That song was on my heart. It is a brand new year. Happy New Year's, everyone. Happy New Year's. If I had the little poppers, I would pop them. How is everyone New Year beginning? This is ADionne, your lifeguard, your life purpose coach, your book author, podcaster. I mean, I'm just excited. I'm excited for this new year. I'm an energy healer for you new folks out there and everything I said before then. And I'm just here to uplift you, to encourage you, to inspire you, to motivate you, all of that good stuff. I'm here to remind you that you are extraordinary. This is Chronicles of Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, it's extraordinary folk doing the damn thing the best way we can. And guys, I know I was missing the action for the last 2 weeks, but if you listen to the last show before I was missing, I told you for the holidays I was going to chill. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's so many shows for you to listen to catch up on, to be inspired by. But I just want to start off by saying, if nobody else told you, you know I love you. You know I appreciate you. You know that you are more than enough. You know that you are worthy, you are valuable, and guess what? Today's show is talking about it is your turn. It's your turn. It's your turn out here in this time, space, and reality. If you feel like you was always the last one picked for it to be your turn, I'm here to tell you that 2023, it is your turn. If you decide to take it. It's going to be on you, though. You have to put forth the effort to make sure that it's your turn. I get that I can't speak for everybody, but I'm going to say majority of us put our best foot forth, I believe. And we go after the things, the visions and the dreams, the goals that we have heavily on our heart. And that is what life is all about. It is about inspiration. It's about the experience above all things. It's about the experience of what it is you're going through, whether that thing is winding up the way you want it to or rather it's not. But the bottom line is it's about the experience and what you learned from the experience. And once you grab hold of that, then guess what? Everything else will make sense. The dots will be connected. You know, when you least expect it, you'll look around and you'll be like, wow, okay, this had to happen in order for this to happen, in order for, that had to go wrong in my eyes in order to push me to this, These are the things that happen in order for the dots to be connected so we can get to where it is that we are supposed to be. And this year, 2023, is the year of the number 7. The number 7. And if you want to look at, 23, the number 5. So, every now and then I might talk about numbers. Numbers are the language of the universe. Numbers are the language of the angels. That is how we receive our answers to questions, to prayers. That's one of the ways, outside of many other tools, that the universe gives us to use if we choose to use them. And the number 7 has such, deep meaning. I have the number 7 that follows me. The number 7 is a number that, when you see this number, you see it a lot, you see it in 777, even if you just see 7, it's just reminding you to just go deeper within, to connect more with your higher self, to connect more with the universe, for whatever it is that you're doing. If you break up 7, you got 3 and 4. The number 3 is a major number, and that is the number of the ascended masters. That's the number of creativity, getting more in your creative state. That's, and then the number 4 is the number of the angels all around you. If you ever seen the numbers 333, 444, 4433, all of those numbers, if you just happen to notice those numbers, that is the universe sending you signs and telling you, where you're at right now, whatever you're thinking of at that time. Hopefully it's some good thoughts. And if you're thinking good and it shows up, it's just like, yeah, we got your back. We see you out there. Keep doing the damn thing the best way you can. We got you. If you're in a funk and you're seeing those numbers, then it's like the universe telling you, watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts now. Bring them up. Bring your vibration up, because we here. We see you. We going to assist you. If you need, you need our help, you call on us. We got you, And the number 4 also represents structure and stability. So whenever you see that number, it's telling you to, make sure that you are structuring whatever it is that you're doing out, and you are making sure that the choices that you're making are stable choices. This is just in summary. And so when you take the number 23, 2023, 23, 2 and 3 is 5. You always want to add the number up. The number 5 represents change. It represents big change. Now that change can come in a big, great way, or it could come in a big, bad way. It could be a tower moment. Whichever way you choose to make it. It's wherever your vibration is. It's whatever you're doing in life. If you're doing something that's good for you and for your higher self, then that number 5 is going to represent big changes in a positive direction, because that's where you're working. That's where your thoughts are. That's where your vibration is. If you see the number 5, 555, 55, and all of that, then it's going to tell you, you about to have a tower moment so you can get your life right. And understand this, or overstand this, as I say, guys, tower moments are not bad. Now, they may feel bad in that moment, right? Because you're going through. But at the end of the day, a lot of times the tower moments have to come to get us on the right track. If we're sidetracked, or if it is something that we are not seeing clearly, that's for our higher good. And the universe may step in to say, you're not getting it. So we're about to just pull the rug from under you so that you can get back on track, so that you will have to get back on track. So I don't know, Spirit just put that on my heart to start to show off and just give you some clarity on how important this year is. I mean, every year is important, but each year carries its own significance of importance for your life at that time, in this time, space, and reality, and wherever you are in your vibration. Now, we just had a full moon, our first full moon of the year, and that was on the 6th of this month. Was that Friday, I believe? Yeah, that was Friday. But whenever we have a full moon, new moon, normally the energy of those moon is 3 days before or 3 days after, in between that date. So you're going to feel the energy, even if you're not a person that's in tune with the energy of the moon. You're going to feel the energy. It's just you might not know why things are happening the way they're happening. So this full moon that just passed, and so by being 3 days, we're still in that energy today. So I would recommend, this is a full moon in Cancer, and Cancer is, in astrology, is known to be compassionate. They're compassionate people. They're emotional people. They're supposed to be loyal people and protective people over their loved ones, amongst other things. I can definitely say that because my grandparents, two of my grandparents were Cancers, and they really fit that mold. They really did. And I think because of them, I'm compassionate. I'm a compassionate person. I can be very loyal to people until they show me otherwise, that I don't need to be loyal to them anymore. But I'm very protective of my loved ones as well. But in this full moon energy, it is letting us know to love on ourselves more, to have more compassion for ourselves, to connect more with your inner youth, your inner child, and look inside yourself and ask yourself, is the things that happened in your childhood, is it still affecting you now in your adulthood? How is that playing out for you? You know, how is it affecting your relationships with others? You know, is it some things that you might be holding on to that was not yours, that was actually the people that raised you, your environment, your atmosphere? I talk a lot about that because it is very true, guys. So when I say it's your turn, this is why I'm giving you all this information, because in order for you to make it your turn, these are the things that we need to visit, we need to look at, we need to reflect on, to see, are we ready for our turn? Are we ready? You know, have we done the work, or are we in the process of doing the work? The thing is, you know, some of us can hold ourselves back from doing the work because we are fearful of what it may look like, or what we may look like, or what we may require of ourselves once we do the work. So we can get stuck in a comfort zone of doing what we're used to doing because we're fearful of leveling up. We're fearful of the unknown. And that's the thing that I talk about the most on this show. And the reason being is because, you know, it's our chronicles of our lives. And sometimes we have to look at our chronicles of our lives, of our past, and ask ourselves, like, okay, at what point do I level up? At what point do I challenge myself more than ever before? At what point do I, you know, if in fact I'm wearing a mask, at what time do I take that mask off and reveal the authentic me? The number 7 represents that. The number 7 is about walking in your authenticity. You know, when I say connecting more with your higher self, if you connect more with your higher self, that means that you have to strip away all the lower vibrational energies of yourself, right? Because in order to walk high, you have to strip away the low. I saw a post the other day, and, you know, this guy was talking about how was given the difference between the giraffe and the turtle, right? And he was talking about how, now I'm not going to say all the numbers because I need to study up on that, but it was interesting how he put it all together. But basically he was talking about how, the giraffe, has that long neck and, that small little head and, the heart and everything. It takes so much energy for the giraffe to pump so much into his heart and his brain and energy, and the turtle is low to the ground, and the turtle walks slow, and the turtle can just see everything that's on the ground low. The turtle can't really see what's up high like the giraffe can see what's up high. And so in life, you're going to have those snapping turtles that's coming after you, that may be talking about you behind your back, that may be doing little shiesty stuff behind your back, that may be wishing that, you fall, you fell, and things of that nature. And when you in giraffe status, now he's talked about this, but I'm turning my own words into it or whatever. But when you in giraffe status, it take too much of your energy because you have to keep your head up high. And if you take away the energy and you start looking down and you start looking back at those people, those little snapping turtles that's trying to snap at you on some nonsense, you can lose oxygen from looking down and just heel over and die. It's basically kind of example that with my words mixed with his, that, he was giving and I'm giving, so is it worth looking back at people that don't value you? Is it worth looking back at people that don't know your worth? Is it worth looking back at people that took you for granted, that, that talked about you, that doubted you, that didn't believe in you? Is it worth it? Is it worth looking back at people that have spread lies and rumors about you that is not true? These are the things I had to learn. But you have to know that when it's your turn, you'll be past all of that. Because the thing is this, when it's your turn, you're going to have more snapping turtles. Because the higher that neck goes, the more people that's going to be snapping at you. That's what is known. I mean, when you look around at people that's in high positions, look around at the celebrities, you hear all kinds of stories. And some could be true and some could not. But how would you know? Because you're not in their space. You never experienced them. Most of the people have never experienced them, but they just believe it just because people say it. And I could remember going through a stage in my life, or a chapter in my life, or chapters. I'm going to say chapters in my life, where I had people, I was minding my business, doing my thing, raising my son. But every time I turned around, I would hear whole stories about me. Stories that I'm like, what? Huh? I did what? With who? What? And then I just would laugh about it. In the beginning, I used to feel really sad, and I used to try to defend myself, and try to prove myself. But as you grow, and as you grow up, like from a baby giraffe to an adult giraffe, you know what I mean? And your head is held high. Those snapping turtles are obsolete, and you just think from the tree that you're eating from way up high, like, wow, I don't believe that it took me this long to grow so that I could eat the fruits from this beautiful tree and just continue to enjoy the fruits in this beautiful tree, and stop eating the grass from below. And that is where I'm at in life. And I'm so excited about what spirit has for me, and ever since I adopted this energy, and I've been consistent with staying in this energy, it's just been, I think great opportunities that is in reach for me. And I have to determine if I'm ready for it. It's all up to me. It's really all up to me. And I say that to say to you, it's all up to you. And you have to get to a point in your life where you're just like, no more. I'm not proving myself to no one. I'm not going to defend myself. If people don't accept you as you are, and if people can't take and focus on the good in you, the good of you, and the things that you have been to them, the type of friend you've been to them, and things of that nature, then it's like nothing else you could do. The only thing you could do is pray for those people and wish the best for those people. And never think that, you wasted your time. I had a deep meditation the other day, right? And hold on, y'all. I got to take some water. Sorry, y'all heard me swallowing, but my throat is really dry. So I had this deep meditation yesterday, and every time it's a moon, a new moon, or a full moon, I really take the time with myself. I really take the time to, one of those days out of those 3 days before, 3 days after, to take time to reflect on me, take time to reflect on where am I at in this time, space, reality? What am I doing with myself? What is my thought process? Is there any cycles that I need to break in my life that is blocking me from blessings, blocking me from my higher good, blocking me from opportunities, excuse me, guys. And I just did this deep meditation, and it was crazy because every now and then that I do a meditation, a deep meditation, depends on energy, I guess, of the moon, And I had this old friend that came through. They passed on, and they came through very, very vividly. And the crazy part about it is this. This is the second time they came through in my meditation. They came through my last one, the last moon that I meditated on. And I realized that when they came through this time, they wanted me to accept their apology. And it was really deep because this friend was a good friend of mine, and he was a male friend. And I thought we were like brothers and sisters. And we used to hang out all the time. And I found out from another close friend of mine, I was into the music, and another producer of mine told me that they found out that that person had lied on me because they couldn't take the pressure of people assuming that we were messing around. And so because of their ego, their male ego, they lied and told people, yeah, I mess with her. Yeah, we get it in. But I trusted the other producer because we went way back. He used to date my cousin. We was cool. And it was just kind of like, it hurt his feelings because he knew how I was. He knew that I wasn't that person, And so I just kind of cut off the friendship. And I think that person, I never even said anything to the person. I never even confronted them. Maybe I should have. But I kind of believed it because of the way certain people was reacting towards me. And a couple people asked me. And I was like, why would they ask me that question? And I think that's what happened. They was asking me first, and then I think I had a conversation with my other producer friend, and that's how it came out. I think that's what it was. That's how it came out. So I was really hurt. You know what I mean? And that wasn't the first time that happened. When you're in the music business and you're around a lot of men, people just assume things. And it's a shame because, yes, while there are women in the industry that's what they believe they have to do to get ahead, and I have nothing against them. If they feel that way, they feel that way. I believe that I was talented enough to make it. And I created my own record label because of that reason, And I think I'm sharing this story for someone out there that maybe experience that. Maybe experience the fact that people paint pictures that is not true about you, and maybe you may be in a state of trying to prove yourself to people or trying to defend yourself. And I'm here to tell you, you know, enough of that. Enough of that. This is a new year. Walk in who you are. Don't try to fit in with nobody. If people can't take you for face value and love you for you, then guess what? They don't deserve your presence. They don't deserve for you to give them any more time out of your life. That's it, point blank. You know, because if you've had friends, I've had friends for years, and they've done things that I just couldn't believe. Like, I wouldn't even do that to them. And I'm not sitting up here saying that I'm a perfect person. No, I've done things to hurt people too. But I'm just not a backstabber. You get what I'm saying? I'm not a backstabber type of person. Now, don't get me wrong. I was kind of vicious when I was young. You do something to me, I'm going to hurt you back. But as you grow, you know, you get out of your teens, you know, your 20s. I would hope that you would grow up and say, you know what? That's petty. And I need to move forward and know that I don't need to waste that type of energy on people. So I say all of this to say, guys, again, I'm going to ask you, even though I'm saying in the title, it's your turn, are you ready for it to be your turn? Have you reflected on yourself? Have you took inventory on your actions, on your reactions, on your relationships, on your connections? Have you taken inventory rather, and asked yourself who belongs, who don't? Who it is that you need to reconnect with? Who is it that you don't need to reconnect with? You know, there are people that have, you know, tried to reconnect with me, and I have no animosity, no anger towards anyone. I have none of that. You know what I mean? I love every experience in my life because it created me to be who I am. But sometimes you got to ask yourself, which reconnections are worth it at the end of the day? Which connections are worth it? Which ones will add to your life? Which ones will deplete? You know? Which ones are balanced for you and which ones are not? Which ones have been balanced for you and which ones haven't? And if you feel like if you reconnect with people, will it be balanced? Will it be to your benefit and their benefit, where it could be both of your terms? And I'm not just talking about, I always got to tell you, like, I'm not just talking about relationship. I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about old co-workers. I'm talking about family members, things of that nature. You know, we got to ask ourselves, if we want it to be our turn in 2023, what are the adjustments we need to make? What are the improvements that we need to make? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves. We need to be honest with ourselves, because at the end of the day, it's you and you, right? It's you and you. At the end of the day, you really have nothing to prove to no one else but you and the creator, right? Because the creator, the universe, they got your back with the moves that you make, and they're not going to support anything that's negative. They're not going to support things or support relationships that's not for your higher good. They're not going to support those relationships. Understand that, you know? So you got to ask yourself, when things don't go right in certain relationships, how is that person showing up? How are you showing up? Because sometimes it can be good connections that can take you far. But if one person is showing up on a positive level and the other person is not, or one person is dealing with nonsense or drama in their life or whatever like that, and one person is not, then as they say, God ain't gonna bless no mess. And sometimes you could connect yourself to people that will hold you back. And, you know, you have to know that. Sometimes you can ask yourself, why is it that you could be at work, right? And you can be best friends with someone, and then you can wonder, like, okay, why am I not getting promoted at this job? Why am I not flourishing at this job? It's because of your connection with that coworker. That coworker is foul, and and they might be a block to your blessings. Same thing with family members. Same thing with relationships. If somebody is foul and somebody is don't have your best interests at heart, and it's all about them, or it's all about, what they could get out of the connection, then that relationship is not going to flourish the way you believe it should. Only relationships that really flourish are the ones that's balanced. Now, I'm going to say, when I say it's your turn, right? I'm going to claim it for you. It's your turn to walk into 2023 with relationships that's balanced, that is going to flourish beyond your imagination, with meeting people that are, if they not doing the work, they ready to do the work, or they're on their path doing the work. One or the other. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's at different levels, and sometimes Spirit will connect you with people along your path that maybe haven't leveled up where you are and haven't done as much work as you have to make sure that it's your turn, but they want to do the work. Maybe they don't know how to do the work. Maybe they're in the process of doing the work, but it's just they're not doing it right. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything. But the thing is, we all have free will in this time, space, and reality. And because we have free will, we all have the will to decide when it is that enough is enough for what we're doing that's not for our higher good. And know this, as I always say, when I come on the show, I meditate and pray first. And I ask Spirit to take over and speak to us and tell us the things that we need to know. So I guess these are the things that we need to know that Spirit is giving us so that it can be our turn. Sometimes some of my friends will call me, be like, was you talking to me? You must have been talking to me. That message sound just like you was talking to me. Well, I'm going to say, I'm talking to everybody, and me too, because like I said, I never know what is going to come out from the title to the conversation. And I'm here to tell you that it's so deep that it's times that I will put on my shows just to go back and listen to a few of my shows to see where I'm at, so that moving forward, I make sure that I kind of talk about some other things, or I motivate you in different ways, or, things of that nature. And it's times that I'll put my show on. I'll be like, damn. I'll be like listening like it ain't even me talking. I'll be like, who the hell is that? Oh my gosh, yeah, I really need to get better at that, or I need to do that more, or whatever. So just know that unless I specify, like I got a friend that this happened or whatever, everything that I say is general. It's for us. It's for all of us to check ourselves and see where we are at this time, space, and reality, and to see why, if we really haven't felt like we had our turn, to see why. What's blocking it? Are we blocking it? Are we in our own way? And be honest about it. Not be in our ego or our pride and say, oh no, I'm doing it right. This is the best way and whatever. Because trust you me, the universe will knock you on your ass when you don't want to look at you, and when you don't want to do the changes in your life that you need to do. Spirit will come through like a flood and be like, knock it all out, flood it all out the way. Trust me, I know. Only reason why I can share these messages with you to prepare you for your turn is because there have been so many years that I thought it was my turn. That I was like, it's my turn. It needs to be my turn now. I need to be picked. Come on, universe. I've been working hard. I've been working hard on this project. I don't know why it won't come to pass. Like, I've been doing the most. And it don't happen the way I want it to happen. But you know why? Because I still had some work to do. I wasn't ready for it to be my turn. And now I realize that. So I ain't mad. I look back at the old me, even a year ago, even 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And I thank God that God didn't give me that turn for whatever it was that I believed I needed my turn in. I thank God because I wouldn't have been able to handle it because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for it to be my turn. So I'm telling you guys, in this new year, 2023, I really need you to go back and reflect on 2022 and ask yourself, are you repeating cycles? Do you have people in your life that you know every time they come around, it seems like shit go wrong? You know what I mean? Like, these are the questions you got to be clear about. You got to ask yourself. Are there people in your life that when they come around, your life flourish? Are those the people in your life that you neglect? These are the questions you got to ask yourself. You know, I was just thanking God about, and just to finish that story, I did forgive that old friend. I forgave him in my dream state, in my meditation state rather. And it seemed like it was a few people that was coming through that passed on, rather was older too. And I think that was my time to let things go from my childhood, it was deep. It was deep. And I came through the meditation feeling good, feeling, refreshed, feeling vibrant, as I always do every time I meditate. But it's just something about when you meditate, and just like when you dream and you have a dream and people be in your dream, understand that has some significance to your life, to what you're going through, with your thought process and the things that's on your heart and things of that nature. So it's good to write down your dreams if you can remember them, or the portions that you can remember, and then sit still and ask spirit, okay, what does this dream mean? What is this all about? What is the message that you have for me with this dream? And a lot of times it's not exactly like the dream. It's not what you think is in a dream. That's not the message for you. Sometimes it's totally different. But if you sit for a moment and ask spirit, what does this mean? What are you trying to tell me? Even in the midst of things that don't go right, you think it's your turn and it's not your turn. and your turn goes to somebody else, sit and ask spirit, okay, what is it why did my turn go to that person? But your turn never goes to nobody, but I'm just kind of using that as an example. You may think in your head that it's going to somebody because you may work on something, and then all of a sudden the other person, get it. Maybe they might get the promotion at your job or whatever. But what's for you is for you. You have to remember that. What is for you is for you. No one can take what is for you. Only you can forfeit. That's the word. Thank you, spirit. Only you can forfeit what's on you, and maybe forfeit it where someone else can get and take that turn. You get what I'm saying? But you are your only competition. You got to remember that. There's no one in competition. But people can think they in competition for against you. I've had plenty of people. I still got people now that think they in competition, but I'm not paying them no mind. I only see what I'm doing. I only see my journey, my path. That's it. That's where I'm looking. I'm looking forward. I'm on a mission to complete what I came here to do in this time, space, and reality. And whoever it is that is meant to join in, that I'm meant to connect with, whoever want to be on this journey with me, they got to be willing to work on themselves. They got to be willing to get on course so that, you know, when they come around me, I don't feel like I'm missing out on blessings or they stunting my growth or whatever. We got to sharpen each other. That's how I'm moving in 2023. I'm moving with people that want to sharpen each other. That it's not a one-sided thing. It's not about me just sharpening them or they just sharpening me. No, we sharpening each other to do the damn thing, to be extraordinary, to walk in our extraordinary energy. That's where I'm at in 2023. And anybody else that's on a low vibration, that's just want to connect with me just to get something out of me, that just want to connect with me just to, you know, like on some fake shit, stay right where you at. That's what I'm about right now. Because we can't get time back. We could get everything else but time. And when I look over my life, I gave a lot of folks some time that I truly believe didn't appreciate it. It's not about the money. It's not about materialistic things. It's not about, you know what I mean, all that stuff that you can get back. It's about time. Because when you invest in people, your time, that means you believe that that person is important, right? So if the person that you think is important don't think that you are as important and are not willing to give you the time and invest in you, then you wasting your time. You know what I'm saying? In other words, you're wasting your time, right? So that's where I'm at. And I mean, I get it. We all have lives, and I have friends, sister friends, that we all have lives. And it's not like we call each other every day. No, that's not what I'm saying. But, you know, we all give energy to each other. We all know we got each other back. Whether I got my friends out in PA, my small little few friends in PA, or rather my sister friends in Georgia. You know, we all got lives and stuff like that. And, you know, but we know that we can count on each other whenever we need each other. We don't take each other's time for granted, you know, and we don't invest in each other just to get something out of each other. And that's the core mission of getting time in with each other. That's not what we about. And I had to know, like, everybody is not a friend. You got associates. Everybody is not a friend. You know what I mean? And you have to determine that in your life. Who's a friend? Who's a foe? Who's an associate? Who's just a connect, just to do business with, and that's it? You have to determine these things, because you walking in your turn. And walking in your turn, you have to be very observant. You have to be wise. You have to be honest with yourself. All of that stuff. You have to love on you first. You have to be loyal to you first. You have to respect you first. You have to set a tone. You have to set boundaries. All of those things. And these are things that I had to learn for myself along the way. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning. So if I'm still learning, you damn sure is still learning. We learn until we go back in the ground. That's what life is about. But you just have to be willing to put the work into learning. Don't stop yourself from learning, because you stop yourself from learning, as I always say, you stop yourself from growing. And in order for it to be your turn and stay your turn, you have to be willing to continue to grow, to continue to learn. Because you could get your turn and get comfortable, and then everything becomes stagnant and things is just at a halt, and you cap out and you wonder why, like, things ain't moving. You need to ask yourself, what's the last thing that I've learned? What's the last thing I studied? How is it that I've grown? Like, what's the last time that I put effort into growing to another level? to growing my skill set, growing my business, growing, my knowledge to another level? That's what you need to ask yourself. If you want it to stay your turn, you got to keep growing. You got to keep going into the unknown. You got to keep breaking that cap off of you, off your life that anybody else have set. Break through the blockages, the obstacles. Believe more in yourself like never before. Motivate yourself. If nobody else ain't motivating you, motivate your damn self. Go get in the mirror and pump yourself up every morning, every night. Tell yourself you did a good job. I don't care if you got one thing done. Tell yourself, I did a good job and I'm getting closer to my turn. That's what you got to do, guys. So with all that being said, I'm going to get off of here. I love you guys so much. And I'm so happy that everybody that's listening, we made it to a new year. And my prayers are going out to you and your family, that you receive nothing but health, wealth, big blessings, favor over your life, over whatever it is you're doing, that you really walk into the fullness that you are, that you really walk into your authenticity, and you just show the world the real you, unapologetically. Show the world the real you. That's what I'm doing. I'm showing the world the real me, unapologetically. That's where I'm at. If you don't like it, kick rocks with open toe shoes, as my cousin would say. So this is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit. And you have tuned in to Chronicles of Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. Us extraordinary folk doing the damn thing the best way we can. And I forgot to say, make sure you subscribe, follow, share, rate, whatever platform you listening. I really, truly appreciate you. If you do that for the show, it's free. It don't cost you a dime. Okay. So if you got something out of the show, especially if you are still listening, share, comment, wherever you're listening to, rate it, tell folk about it. Okay. Chronicles of Livin podcast show without the G, ADionne, your dream pusher. .com.website. I love you guys so much. Until the next time, peace.
The Chronicles of Livin.
We can be whatever we dream.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Chronicles of Livin podcast, where you find only the highest vibrations. Remember, you are extraordinary. And if you're pursuing your dreams, we're proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live.
Something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it.
Stay updated with ADionne by visiting chroniclesoflivin.com, or stay connected through social media by following @Chronicles of Livin. Until next time, your dream pusher, ADionne.